A very good morning and welcome to this daily market update where I discuss the major dollar pairs and of course gold. My name is Fabio and we're going to dive into EURUSD first. Now, first of all, we have seen some positive dollar news push EURUSD down lower and the dollar index up higher. You guys know for EURUSD, I am still looking for a deeper correction in towards the downside after grabbing liquidity above pretty much all of these descending highs and the overall trend line, tapping into a weekly area of supply. I'm now looking for a potential further pullback here from EURUSD. Looking at the daily time frame, we had an initial daily change of character. I'm going to turn on the fractal indicator and you can very clearly see that the overall market had a break in towards the upside. This low is your most recent low that broke that high. Therefore, it is your fractal low. What happens? The market pushes down, comes back up into supply, and then it pushes down lower once again, as we were anticipating in yesterday's video. Now, for today and the rest of the week, I'm still looking for further downside on EURUSD back in towards at least this area of demand. So looking for further shorts today, I would love to see a bearish or strong bearish daily candle close, because that to me would have a signal, or it would signal that this is then our area of supply. This overall area of consolidation, this buy for the sell, whatever you want to call it. And then in towards tomorrow, whatsoever, we can look for further shorts in towards this area of demand. So myself already in some short positions here on EURUSD. As I mentioned inside Discord, I was looking for those shorts. Overall, what we got here was the 4-hour change of character low broken. We retraced on the lower time frame back up higher, and we followed the overall order flow in towards the downside, because again, we retraced into where? In towards the imbalances. You can see we tap into that supply and then we keep selling off down lower. So overall, very simply said, just looking for further downside here on EURUSD. Obviously, for now, we've accomplished the mission of taking out all of these ascending lows that we had over here. But for myself, there are still more lows to get taken out. And as long as that daily fractal structure remains bearish, so remember, this current fractal high is respected, I'll be looking for further shorts in towards the downside. So I hope that is clear for EURUSD. Looking at the dollar, it is also still looking good for that further upside. Remember, I mentioned that we were bullish or looking for further upside on the dollar index. Reason being is because if you zoom out here on the weekly time frame, we very clearly had an area of accumulation, manipulation, distribution towards the downside. Now, what happened is that we came underneath the area of accumulation and underneath an area of consolidation or accumulation. That is where stop losses lie. Once the stops get taken out, we expect some form of a rebound from the market to happen, pretty much exactly as happened over here back in 2017. So looking for similar price action here, looking for that further upside. The daily fractal structure is bullish at the moment, meaning that this is now our area of demand that is in control. So again, let's see how the day closes, looking for a strong bullish candle close and just looking for that further upside back up in towards this area of supply. So that's dollar index, very simply said. Don't really need to overcomplicate it any further. Diving into AUDUSD, we should see that AUDUSD has also sold off slightly, but again, not a lot going on, guys. That's why I'm not looking at AU at the moment. It is consolidating very, 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 very heavily. Not really looking at anything on this pair at the moment. All you can do in these kind of situations is draw in the range trading tool and stick to the 75 and the 25% level. Sell from the 75% region, buy from the 25% region, as simple as that. For the rest, stay out of AUDUSD as it is currently heavily consolidating. Going into GBPUSD though, GU was beautiful, guys. We have been mentioning that we have been looking for further downside. Obviously here from a weekly perspective, what you can see is that we have kind of like this Dorito chip, like in the form of a pizza. So what happens is that we grab liquidity above this overall high or above the overall swing high. And what do we expect after liquidity is grabbed? We expect a reversal back in towards the downside. So looking here at the daily time frame, you can currently see that we're still inside of this area of daily demand. But I'm looking now for today, the current fractal low to get broken. Once that current fractal low breaks, I'll be looking at this supply zone over here to look for further shorts in towards the downside. And then you'll have very similar price action to euro dollar as well. But yeah, overall, still looking for that further downside from GBPUSD. Do keep in mind it could retrace a bit, but overall we still have a lot of equal lows open. And I'll be looking for the overall momentum to take those out. We could see somewhat of a retracement, but overall I'm still interested in further downside for GBPUSD. Going into NZDUSD, we can see that NU itself is similar to AU, but a little bit more impulsive, to be very honest. Looking at the daily, first of all, we can see that the daily is currently fractal bearish. Overall, not very clear price action. This is kind of like your buy before the sell, but also not like a real strong close below it whatsoever. But overall, just looking for the further downside to happen. But yeah, again, not a very clean pair in my personal opinion. And I'll be sticking to EURUSD and GBPUSD mainly. But yeah, furthermore, I am interested in somewhat of further downside. For example, in towards this overall sell before the big buy up, before then heading, for example, back up higher again, or just continuing down lower, depending on how structure forms when we come into that area of demand. Moving onwards into dollar yen, we've seen dollar yen push up higher as well. It was pretty much what I was looking for. Again, not a very strong area of supply. Why? Because there was no liquidation in the overall push down. Furthermore, we also had kind of like these descending highs here as well. So glad to see dollar yen pushing up higher. Overall, still looking for some further upside now with the daily fractal structure being bullish again, and this demand zone should hold and push the market up higher. Again, we need a strong daily candle close, and then I'll be able to look for some more longs in towards the end of the week. Going into gold, last of all, gold has pushed down lower as expected as well. I hope you guys were able to capitalize on this. I told you in yesterday's video, you can watch it back, that we had all of these open lows, and yeah, happy to see the lows get taken out. And now what you want to see and what has happened ultimately is that we've retraced in towards this demand zone and in towards this demand zone. And now you want to see the market start to slow down in the form of bullish for our fractal structure. So you want to wait for it to kind of like sweep the lows, get the change of character in, and then we can look for longs from this area of demand again. Or it just continues pushing down lower, it retraces into this supply zone, push down lower again. And then again, we just wait for the overall market structure to confirm that it wants to actually head up higher. So as simple as that, guys, that's what I'm looking for the day ahead. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to go live here on YouTube. By the way, if you want to learn this strategy through daily live sessions with myself and the rest of the TTA team, make sure to click on the link in the description of this video and apply there for our private mentorship, where we teach you everything about this strategy with the help of daily live sessions. Thanks for watching, guys. See you today in the New York session, and have an amazing trading day.